And today we're going to talk about appreciation. And Fern has a question. She writes, Dear Lori, any good advice on how to encourage a wonderful 4.5-year-old boy how to show more appreciation as we are struggling at the moment with his low levels of appreciation? I know it has a lot to do with his age, but other family members are also struggling with it. Do you have any advice on how to teach appreciation other than by being a good role model? It would be greatly appreciated if so. I don't want him to be labeled as selfish or ungrateful. Ouch, selfish and ungrateful. You know what, Fern? I don't think anybody wants to be labeled, let alone those kind of labels. Those are some pretty harsh judgments that I think can strike a lot of panic and fear even into the most conscious parent. Because what does that say? If somebody thinks that our kid is ungrateful or selfish, it probably only means one thing, right? That we are terrible parents. And this is the kind of fear that can really make us force or control our kids out of fear rather than teach through love. So this is such a great question because I get a lot of parents who want to know, how do I get my kid to do this? Or how do I encourage this in my child? And I think that the quick answer is, of course, that there really is no quick answer to this. You mentioned you didn't want to know about modeling, probably because you already know that witnessing and experiencing these kind of qualities is the most effective way to instill them in our kids. So even though modeling may not bring you immediate results, it is the best way to lay that foundation for consideration and gratitude to be naturally motivated in the future. So I think what we should do first is let's change up the question. Let's shift our perspective from a behavioral lens to an emotional lens. Let's move from logic to feeling, because logic is only going to help us when our feelings are well managed. So let's look a little bit deeper. I want you to ask yourself, how are you expecting to receive this appreciation? What is it that you are expecting from your son at 4.5 or at 6 or at 10? Is obedience the goal? Is that the goal? Is that a skill that's achievable? What patterns of behavior are you looking to reinforce in your son? What actions are you looking for? Sometimes we have these vague ideas about what we want our kids to be. And whenever we have a desire that we want our kids to contribute to, is it possible to phrase it in a way that makes our needs clear and actionable, our requests actionable? Wanting a child to be or to feel a certain way, to be happy, to feel appreciative, this is not likely going to get you the results that you're looking for, nor build the relationship that I know that you want to have with your child. So because what we have to do is, asking someone to feel something, that's not actionable. And it's more likely to be taken as judgmental. And then, of course, when we feel judged, we see that our needs are blocked, and then up go the walls. Now, of course, I think that at 4.5, we have to accept that there is a certain level of maturity governing the factors here. Our ability to show appreciation in the ways that are deemed socially appropriate may be beyond his capabilities sometimes. And this is where you can step in and show it for him. But even older kids, when they are struggling, there's a reason. We don't try and purposefully make others feel bad unless we are feeling bad ourselves. So if you are serious about creating change in your home, then I want you to be really, really honest with yourself right now and ask, how much appreciation and gratitude do I show my kids every day? And I don't mean by showering them with praise for behaviors that you like. Sometimes we get that confused. We say, oh, you're such a good boy to pick up all your toys, or that was very sweet of you. You're so nice to help me. But showing real appreciation by telling kids how they actually contributed to your experience, that's a little bit more difficult. You know, thank you. You picked up all your toys, and now we can pull out the floor puzzle. Or now we won't step on anything or break the toys. Or I'm feeling really grateful for these flowers. Thank you. I love having them on the table. Or I appreciate you turning off the TV and coming to help me with the groceries. This is difficult emotion to express, and I want to move kids beyond just empty thank yous. I want them to actually be able to access the vocabulary to truly express what they are experiencing. So let's look at the judgers, the judgy judgers, the labelers. You said that other family members are also struggling. So instead of hiding from the labelers or judging the judgers, can we understand them? What is it that they're struggling with? Is it that they have a need to feel acknowledged and to feel valued? And can those people meet those needs on their own or in other ways? And can you open up the conversation to about what it is to feel or to want to feel appreciation for your contributions without making it seem like your son has failed to show gratitude? Can we explore the needs and feelings of each family member without blaming others or without making others responsible for meeting those needs? What leads to natural and authentic gratitude and giving is that feeling of I matter too. Because gratitude and appreciation, that's something that you feel. And I don't think that we can teach feelings, but you can develop your child's emotional intelligence by speaking about emotions in a new way, in ways that don't send messages of shame to kids, but actually provide quality feedback so the kids can reflect on their decisions. Now, don't be shy about investigating your own needs in this situation. What's motivating your desire to have him show or to want him to show more appreciation? What's missing from your experience? This is really important. Are you wanting him to show appreciation because you have a fear of him being labeled or you fear being judged? And if so, is that the place that you want to make decisions from? Is this decisions about how you guide your son? You don't want to make that from a place of fear. And of course, what does your son think about all of this? What is his image of himself? Kids who are judged tend to judge themselves just as harshly, and then it's hard to live up to expectations when you feel like a failure. So do you think that he doesn't really feel this appreciation or gratitude for others, or is it that he's not able to show it in the ways that you're expecting, or maybe his ways are different or unusual? And of course, you want him to show appreciation even if he doesn't feel it. Do you want to control how he feels, or do you really want to understand how to meet his needs so that he can better show the behaviors that you're wanting, the behaviors that you're desiring? Now, some kids may have developmental challenges and they might need extra support for things like this, for things like showing gratitude. So social stories and role playing, basic etiquette scenarios might be in order. Some kids need more help because they don't actually see the connection or understand the need for that social expectation. And then that can get in the way because they have trouble because they miss sort of those unspoken rules, and they may need to have more information to make it memorable and purposeful for them, so that it's not that they're selfish, it's just that they may be truly unaware of the needs of others. But of course, in general, 4.5 is quite young to be expected to be socially proper all the time. Sometimes emotions like jealousy or fear or exhaustion, they can get in our way of our ability to show appreciation. It doesn't mean that he didn't feel it, only that he isn't able to show it right now. Fern, that is my teachable moment for you, and I want to hear from you. What is one thing that you can do to provide your child with more support and not judgment around proper etiquette procedures? How can you instill appreciation in ways that don't judge? Leave me a comment below and let me know. And of course, if you found this teachable moment helpful, can you do me a really, really big favor? Just go ahead down below, click like, and share it with a friend. And of course, for more emotionally intelligent discipline tips, get on the list, enter your email down below, and I will share with you my 4 keys to shifting negative behavior. Until next time, everybody, please remember that it is about consciousness, not perfection.